Hey folks, so I want to thank Cabra for providing the subject for today's video. They are a Folk Catholic Sorcerer and they run the Steelcity Witch YouTube channel. Find them on their YouTube channel linked here and also in the show notes. Their subject for the day is name 5 things that are optional, fancy, and that a newbie doesn't have to run out and buy. Number 1. Most any tool, instrument, or accoutrement. Seriously, as much as I love my spirit work tools, and as much as they can make things easier, and it certainly is easier to focus on the Ginregen if you have a representation right in front of you, such as this one of Othin, is it fundamentally necessary to where you can't do ritual without these things? No. If you're new to heathenry, there is nothing you need to buy, to get, to make, or anything else to start. Stallies like this one, altars for inside the home, Ve, sacred places that are outside the home, and Horgur, which are piled stones, which make an outdoor shrine or an altar, are very useful places to meet with the Ginregen. If you cannot build them because of time, availability, resources, or personal safety, there's nothing wrong with not doing so. If you have a secure folder on your phone, you can put a folder in it with devotional art. There are a lot of amazing artists online making depictions of our gods, the ancestors, and various Vatir in our communities. You don't have to have any tools, accoutrement, or any kind of instruments at all to start becoming a heathen, or to maintain your practice as a heathen. Number 2. Books. We live in a time where books are often pushed as the primary or best way to learn. And for a lot of folks, this has never been the case. There are plenty of mediums through which you can learn that include audible books, podcasts, YouTube videos, Zoom, and in-person learning. So having a library of books doesn't make you an inherently better heathen. Learning and then applying what you learn does. I do have a resource list available through my Google Docs that I can link in the show notes for anybody that's interested. It's always being updated, and if you have suggestions to add to it, please let me know what they are. Number 3. Committed spiritual relationships. As a newbie, you may be drawn to a lot of different Ginregen, gods, ancestors, and Vatir. That's fine. You don't have to know who you're going to be worshiping for the rest of your time as a heathen. You don't need to know at this point in time who your forever gods are. You just need to look around, explore, enjoy, and experiment. You don't have to have a patron god or a full trui that is your fully trusted one. No heathen needs to have them to that point, though they may present themselves over time, and you can choose at that time to accept that relationship. But especially when you're starting out, it is fine to not fully commit to any one god, ancestor, Vatir, or an Atir, which is an Old Norse word meaning clan, of one of these. You do not have to have a fully committed relationship starting off to be a heathen. Number 4. Spirit work. Especially if you are fresh new, getting your feet underneath you as a heathen should be among your first priorities. Now, if you've been grabbed up by a god and that's why you're interested in heathenry, there are a lot more considerations, divination, and work that needs to be done to figure things out. But since most folks do not come into heathenry through being called to spirit work, this is likely not a consideration most folks will need to worry about. For most folks, there can be a feeling of pressure to do spirit work, that is, spiritual work, for the Ginregen. You do not need to. You can leave learning how to do rune work, Scythe, spa, and other esoteric subjects alone until and unless you are ready to tackle them. You do not need to do these things out of the gate. There are plenty of heathens that do not read runes or do Scythe. You do not need to feel pressure to do spirit work, spiritual work, or esoteric work of any kind. Number 5. magic or esoteric subjects. You do not need to do any kind of magic in any given esoteric subject to be a heathen. There are plenty of folks who are heathen who don't do these at all and live fulfilling spiritual lives. You do not need to learn about or work with runes. You don't need to do Sather. You don't need to do Spa. You don't need to make Taufer, which are charms, physical charms. You don't need to do divination or the like in order to be a heathen. If you want to have access to those things, you will need to provide some kind of gebo, gift for a gift, reciprocity, for those who do. But you yourself do not have to do magic or even engage in an esoteric subject to be a heathen. That is my top 5 list of things that folks who are fresh new to heathenry do not need to worry about. They don't have to go out run and buy, and that it is totally fine for you to take your time and figure out if this is something you actually want to engage in or not. So I want to thank again Cabra of Steelcity Witch. If you want to see more videos like these on heathen subjects, please hit like and then hit the subscribe button with the bell to keep updated whenever I do make a video and it drops. If you want to sign up for my spirit work services, you can find me on Patreon, or you can send me an email at sarenth@gmail.com, sarenth@gmail.com. I want to thank all of you for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Thus do Heil.